Welcome to another edition of Say It Good, Preacher, but Make It Plain. There's a controversial expression, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Dr. King used it when he said, if we do an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, we will be a blind and toothless society. But the statement originally comes from the Bible. It was controversial then, and it's controversial now, because it is often misused and misinterpreted. Well, it shows up first in the Old Testament. But in the Old Testament, when they said an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, it was used in connection with a civil dispute that a judge or a magistrate would have to settle. In the Old Testament, it does not refer to how we treat one another. It is not saying, if you take my eye out, then I've got a right to take yours. It is saying, when it comes to a legal matter, the punishment should fit the crime. I often say, to understand the text, you need to know the context. To rightly interpret the story, you've got to know the history that undergirds the story. Take a look with me at Leviticus 24:19 through 22. If anyone injures his neighbor, as he is done, it shall be done to him. Fracture for fracture, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Whatever injury he has given a person shall be given unto him. Whoever kills an animal shall make it good, and whoever kills a person shall be put to death. You shall have the same rule for the sojourner and for the native. For I am the Lord your God. This verse is not saying that we should take an eye out of someone who has attempted or has actually taken our eye out. In this instance, a judge was about to make a ruling, and the punishment he issued was supposed to fit the crime. So in the Old Testament, the phrase an eye for an eye meant that the discipline issued should be equivalent to the committed crime. When we get to the New Testament, however, the Pharisees took the expression eye for eye, tooth for a tooth, which was found in the Old Testament, and misused it by taking it out of context. They took it to mean, so to speak, if you kill my cat, I have a right to kill your dog. They took it to mean that retribution is warranted. In the Old Testament, the interpretation is the punishment fits the crime. The Pharisees took it to mean, you kill my cat, I'll kill your dog. But thanks be to God, there's another interpretation. Jesus knew the Pharisees' heart, and so he endeavored to set them straight. In Matthew 5:38, Jesus says to the Pharisees, you have heard it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if anyone would sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. So Jesus takes the statement, misused by the Pharisees, and turns it upside down. The Pharisees were saying, I'm going to get you back. But Jesus was saying, don't get them back. Give them more than they deserve. Give them more than they tried to take from you. He taught his disciples to ignore all personal insults. That's what he meant when he said, turn the other cheek. Now let me be very clear. Jesus is not prohibiting self-defense, nor is he saying that we are not allowed to protect ourselves from being harmed. When necessary, call the police. When necessary, take it to court. Don't take the law into your own hands. Don't take an eye for an eye. Jesus is simply saying, treat others the way God has treated you and I. I believe the words for how God treated you and I are called grace and mercy. We didn't earn it. We don't deserve it. But he gives us his grace and he shows us his mercy anyhow. So how about not plucking someone's eye out because they have pluck yours. But do treat others the way God treats us. And until next time, remember, say, good preacher, but make it plain.